Greetings, family. Greetings to every one of us. Hope we are all doing great. I just give thanks unto Abba Yehovah, who extended his right hand fellowship unto you and I, and unto circled, gathered together in his presence to discuss his very mind. Such a wonderful day as today. To his name, always and eternal, be all praise. Him alone is worthy to get it up. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. All right, now, family, like I promised on the Shabbat, that today we're going to be doing the finishing of this very wonderful segment. Abiyawa begins already with you and me on the Shabbat. Right now, here we are in the heavenly courtroom of Abba Yehovah with this powerful message already titled for you and me. Rabbi Aisha Mazza, Yusuf Ben Yazrael, Lemora, and Co. Accept Yahushua HaMashiach, or you bear your sin. Part 2. Family, is very much possible you come in contact with this part 2 and haven't yet listened to part 1. So I encourage you to do just that in order for you to get the full understanding, the accuracies of this part 2. The foundation is right at part 1. So want to see, we dig into that already in part 1. If you don't allow Yahushua, no, of course, he did that already. If you don't acknowledge that he has already done for you, as the eternal high priest, not in the order of Aaron, but in the order of Melchizedek. If you don't accept that, therefore you're gonna bear your own sin, because him alone is the Lamb of heaven, not Aaron, but Yahushua. So I want to do the leftover part today. So then we did that already in part 1. As you denied him and said he isn't the one that is goat. As I said, goat is the one that carry your sins away. Okay. Therefore, you're gonna drink the cup of judgment. Yeah, Yahushua did that already. We see that cup. It's horrible. Alright, now with things be said, like I always love to say, it's not by sensational, emotional, radiation benefit personal. Just by the royal loss objective. I want to do it again. Okay, Judaism. All these people that carry the Old Testament that remain under the blood of goats, bull, and whatever animal. Are you an animal? Except you are an animal. The system of the beast. So that's what we want to look into over here. All right, now family, let us begin to put in scriptures to validate these very leftover parts. I know you knows about this particular passage we want to read, but you don't know how to utilize it because of the sandals in your eyes. So we're going to be helping you to get out that sandals if you are worthy of salvation. Ezekiel chapter 4, 3-6, because these people argued and dispute and disagreed and say one cannot die for one sin. But the system of the Tanakh says so. One can die in your stand. Okay? As Azar goat and the other goat did that in Yom Kippur. That you know perfectly without no argument. Are you going to not dispute that? Of course, you won't be doing a thing like that. Alright? Ezekiel 4:3-6. Moreover, take thou unto thee an iron pen, and set it for a wall of iron between thee and the city, and set thy face against it, and it shall be besieged, and thou shalt lay siege against it. This shall be a sign to the house of Israel. Where we are this place? Babylon. Where we are now? The second Babylon, the mystery Babylon, and the spiritual Egypt. 4. Lay thou also upon thy left side, and lay the iniquity. Listen, now this is where I'm concerned. And lay the iniquity of the house of Israel upon it, according to the number of days that thou shalt lay upon it. Shall line upon it. Thou shalt bear, listen up, thou shalt bear their iniquity. Did you just get that? And we know Prophet Ezekiel personify Yahushua. Yahushua is the one, the Son of Man, to get this completely done. 5. For I have laid upon thee the years of their iniquity, according to the number of the days, 390 days. So shalt thou bear the iniquity of the house of Israel. Oh, now be realistic. Come on now. You guys need to stand up. Except you are a goat. Therefore, you're going to be remaining, you're going to, remain under the blood of Azazel and the other goats. 6 now. And when thou hast accomplished them, lie again on thy right hand side, and thou shalt bear the iniquity of the house of Yehudah 40 days. I have appointed thee each day for a year. So how many? 430 years. So where do we get that? In the first Egypt. He said it's a sign. Did you just get that? Ezekiel bear the sins of the house of Yehudah and the house of Israel. And Hannah. And you want to say something? If you are indeed faithful to the Tanakh, you should have been, you should have just, grabbed this opportunity and understand Yahushua has paid your sin. If you said no, therefore you're gonna carry your sin by yourself. Shemo 29. Go and read it. It's always with blood. You knew the sacrificial law always goes with blood. You knew it too well. Because Abiyawa is a holy set apart Yehovah. And he said a pardon. How one can come to him but just one way. What is the way? Through the high priest. When? On Yom Kippur. That's where your sin is going to be pardoned. I will dig more into that, like I said in part 1. The beast system. So right now, if you want to get the parallel of this very particular chapter, Wa'ikra, Leviticus chapter 16, goes to Revelation chapter 8. The eternal high priest is over there in the golden altar, performing this wonderful oblation. I'm going to prove that briefly. Before I let you know, if you keep or continue living under the blood of goats, which means you are a goat. Leviticus, I'm going to be reading, where am I going to be starting from for the sake of time? Okay, let me start from, where? Okay, now, I think, let me just go down. We see the blood 7 times sprinkled upon the altar. Okay, now let me just take from 21 for the sake of time. And Aaron, who is Aaron? Is the high priest, okay? And Aaron shall lay both his hands upon the head of the live goat, that is the Azazel goat, and confess all over him, all the iniquities of the children of Israel, and all their transgressions in all their sins, putting them upon the head of the goat, and shall send him away by the hand of a fit man into the wilderness. 22. And the goat shall bear upon him all their iniquities unto a land not inhabited, and he shall let go the goat in the wilderness. So you still want to dispute this? Come on now, this is eye-opening. This is deep. This is eye-opening. Let that sawdust fall out of your eyes. If you can believe a goat can subscribe for you, a goat can substitute for you. So, what make it difficult now? Are you an animal? A goat will always die for goats. Why human die for human? So you see already, perfectly, it is so. There's a sin. Let me tell you, these 2 goats. One is the goat of penalty for sin, to carry your sin into a dry land. That is the length of fire, eternal. And the other one is to plead for your sin. Goats. That's why you keep doing it every year. Every year. Once I say, If Yahushua indeed died for us, why are we still pleading for mercy? Now that you are under the blood of goats, why are you doing it every year? Because without the blood, there is no mercy, no forgiveness, no cleansing. It is the blood. He said the blood is where the life lies. Without the blood, forget it. You say you are in the exile, you don't need to kill no animal. Therefore, you are not cleansed, because for you to be cleansed, it goes with blood. You knew that. So just let you, I open it, let's put some more. That was why Revelation 12, I think verses 10 or 11, he said they overcame him. The dragon is the beast system, whom you are under, which is the Azazel. He said they overcame. The only thing that overcame him, it is the blood of the Lamb, and by the word of their testimony. So what is our testimony? It is the royal law, the Tanakh. Okay, Yashayahu, chapter 8, I think 20 or 19 said, or if they did not speak according to the testimony of the royal law, that is, there is no light in them. So we blend the testimony of the Tanakh and the blood of Yahushua, the New Testament, together. And this is the only way we overcome the beast system. This is the only way. He said they overcame him, the dragon, by the blood of the Lamb and by the word of their testimony. The word of our testimony, it is the royal law, the Tanakh. These are they, okay, spewing out nonsense and gist. Oh no. And oh no. Okay. Let's put some more. The Day of Atonement, Yom Kippur, Exodus 23, 27 to 32. Passover, Exodus chapter 12, we see it always goes with blood. Without shedding of the blood, forget it. Now Isaiah chapter 6, so I want to let you see what is going on in the heavens. Yashayahu is one of the major prophets, okay, that really give us deep insight about the Messiah. He prophesies so much about him. Let's see how it begins his journey. Yashayahu chapter 6, verses 5. Then said I, woe is me, for I am undone, because I am a man of unclean lips, and I dwell in the midst of a people of unclean lips. For my eyes have seen the King Yehovah of hosts. Then flew one of the seraphims unto me, having a live coal in his hand, which he had taken with the tongues from off the altar. This is the altar Aaron also stand, the pardon here on earth. Okay, the replica. But in heaven, this is where this seraphim stood. And this is where Isaiah was being cleansed. 7. And he laid it upon my mouth, and said, Lo, this hath touched thy lips, and thy iniquity is taken away, and thy sin purged. So I heard the voice of Yahuwah say, whom shall I send? And he said, here I am, send me. So what message? You know, these guys, they'll keep batching. I said, Yahushua isn't the one in Isaiah 7:14. Say, hold that to yourself, okay? Just hold that to yourself. We say Yahushua is the consummation of that prophecy, because the wife of Yeshayahu, if she was the one only Abiyahu is speaking of, Abiyahu will have just make it straight. Yeshayahu will come. Your wife is going to be with a child, a son. Okay? Because it said it's a son. This is it will have just pointed out. Because that prophecy had final fulfillment. That was why he said a young woman. A young woman. Okay, that was why he didn't put the name of Isaiah's wife over there. That was why he said a young woman. He had final fulfillment, because we are still in the wilderness. And it's still with us. There is final fulfillment in every prophecy, almost. All right, now we'll put some more. Now, when his sins was atoned for, this is what Yahushua is doing right in the holies, in heaven. We can see that. Maybe we can rush and read that. As soon as his lips was cleansed, as soon as his sin was atoned for, as soon as his sins was purged, right, they will now begin to prophesy about Yahushua. Many of his prophecies, it was dealing with Yahushua. So whether you believe it or you don't believe it, are you not a stiff-necked people? You are a stiff-necked people. Abiyawa said he knew you already. That's who you are. Okay, but we'll speak. Believe it or not, we will keep speaking. Mm? If we will be able to save just one. Now I want to show you the angel that did that to Yeshayahu or Jashayahu. Revelation 8:3. And another angel came and stood at the altar having a golden censer. This exactly was seen in Leviticus 16. And there was given unto him much incense, that he should offer it with the prayers of the saints. What is incense in Leviticus 16? Simply me prayer of the saints, because this is Yom Kippur, the Day of Atonement. Prayer of the saints, prayers of all saints upon the golden altar, which was before the throne, for and the smoke of the incense which came with the prayers of the saints ascended up before Yehovah out of the angel's hand. And the angel took the censer and lifted it with fire of the altar and cast it into the earth. And there was voices and thunderings and lightnings and an earthquake. Therefore the seven trumpet prepared to sound. That is judgment. And that's what Yom Kippur said for judgment. You see, this is how exactly the way Abba Yehowa did it in the days of Yeshayahu, spiritually be cleansed, okay, by the mighty angel walking in that altar, which is Yahushua, because he's the eternal high priest. In like manner, we, every Yom Kippur, through his blood, is cleansing us. Because where is your altar today? Where can you offer Azazel goat? It's over, you don't have it. And without the blood, you are making noise. It goes nowhere. Your sin is upon you. I read this already in chapter 1. Still want to put it over here. Ezekiel 37 verses 9 and 7 to 9. If you don't, if you don't allow what Yahushua did on the cross, to have impact in you, your sin is going to be upon your own head. Out of Apostle chapter 18 verses 6, you're going to see it over there, your sin will be upon your own head. Matthew 27, 24 to 25, your sin is going to be upon your own head. Because in either way, your blood is going to be upon your own head. In either way, blood needs to be sprinkled. Because it is where life, that is where life lies. So I want to drop this over here now. Quickly, let us go into the other part. What is beast system that you are under? That is the mark of the beast. The blood of the beast, the blood of goat, and whatever. That is it that way? Is it where you settle your case on for eternal to cleanse you? No, you are a goat, therefore. So let's see the scapegoats, the Azazel goats. That all your sin, that is bury your sin, that all your sin needs to be confessed upon his head. Who is he? I don't know. If you can build your eternal state upon a goat, so what can't you build upon the blood of the goat? So what makes it difficult for you to build your eternal state on the blood of Abba Yehowa? That should have been more easier for you. If you can believe the cleansing of animal, if you can believe the remedy of animal, if you can believe the substitute of animal blood. So what makes you not disagree from the blood of Yehovah? Are you no more his image? Or are you the image of the goat? We know the beast also have an image. Maybe that is who you are. That is why you remain under his blood. Goat, subscribe for you, substitute for you. All right, now, so let me prove you now who is taking your sin. Why he is carrying your sin. The book of Hanukkah or Enoch chapter 8 verses 1. And Azazel taught men to make swords and knives and shields and breastplates, and made known to them the matters of the earth and the art of working them and bracelets and ornaments and the use of antimony and the beautifying of the eyelid, that is seduction, okay, and all kinds of costly stones and all colory tinctures. And there arose much ungodliness, and they commit fornication, and they were led astray. Okay, so did you see what Azazel did? So who is that Azazel? Let's still put some more. Why your sin needs to be placed upon it. Is a goat, is an animal, is a beast. That's in Hanukkah chapter 10, verses 8. And the whole earth has been corrupted through the works that were taught by Azazel. To him ascribe all sins. To him. So this is the reason why your sin always being confessed upon the head of the beast. Is called Azazel. Is called the Folly Seraphims. All right. He is also called the dragon, the red dragon. He is the beast. It's animal system. Is that what you are under? Okay, we put some more. That same chapter again, chapter 10, Hanukkah, verses 4. Now. You know, on a Yom Kippur, a hand of a fit man needs to lead Azazel into the wilderness, carry your sin away, okay? Because he taught you that. So he also needs to use his own head to carry it. I read now verses 4. And again, Yahweh said to Raphael, bind Azazel hand and feet, and cast him into the darkness, and make an opening in the dirt side, which is in Judea, and cast him therein. So that is why every Yom Kippur who is taking Azazel away, it is Angel Raphael. He is also the mighty angel in Revelation chapter 20. That is Azazel also over there. The red dragon will be burnt eternally. Okay. Now what are we saying? It is the beast system. Okay. This is the beast system. Why? When the first angel, when all of them sinned, Abiyahu banished them from heaven, throw them down here on earth, and put them in darkness. And again, the first man and the first woman, when they also follow the teachings of the beast, fear for Abiyahu also punished them. And that is his suffering you and I is going through today. He chased us out of his presence and to go in the land where the animals, we are in the animals kingdom. That is why he said, anyone who take the image and the name of the beast and the mark of the beast will be tortured eternal. So Abiyahu handed us unto the beast. That is why his blood cannot cleanse you. His blood cannot make no atonement for you. With hunger, what you are seeing, that was why Apostle who says is a curse. The law is a curse. The sacrificial law, is a curse. Because Yehoshua was never a big called goat. Neither Yazra a big called goat. No. Now. We are sheep. And Yehoshua is a lamb. Okay? A lion. That's it. So which kingdom, represent goat? It is the kingdom of the Gentiles. Who is their father? It is Azazel, the folly seraphims, the very red dragon, the serpent. That is the system we are right now, the beast system, the goat system. Let me quickly put this life experience. When I was just about 6 years old, in my area, I don't look for nobody's trouble. I was so humbled. But anybody that that dare me, I will beat nonsense out of them. So it now becomes something that is well known in that area. Nobody of my age, whether you are bigger than me then, when you temper me, when you messed around me, I will beat nonsense out of you. So it now becomes something that is so well known in that area. Now, it now seems to them as a super child. I don't look for trouble, but don't dare me. If you try me, sorry, I'm going to give it to you more than what you expected. So when all the children in my area now know that I was a kind of a super child, no one can ever beat me. No one can defeat me. No one can prevail against me. Whenever quarrel come or argument, I always beat them. So then I said, okay, there is a guy over there. His name is called Imeji. He's a Kalabari, guy. Now then I went to go, I called that guy and said, come, this very a person. No one has ever prevailed against her. So right now, we know you are also, super child. Both of you come and do wrestling. So as they tell me, and I said, okay, I started life. I see it as a game. Because anyone that offend me those days, I will beat them with such a hunger. But this image, we don't have no argument. We don't have no quarrel. They didn't offend me. So I don't know what they called me for, like a kind of a joke. They call it wrestling. So this children, set us up that we should fight. So me, I didn't see it as my enemy. I didn't see him as someone that offended me. I was just smiling and laughing, taking it as a joke. But the guy not take it so seriously. Okay? as we hold each other, he couldn't pull me there, I couldn't pull him there. But for me, I didn't see it as you know, as something that of a maybe quarreling, because it was just like a playground, okay? Because our school was a bit closer to our house. So to cut the whole matter short, before I knew it, this image took my hand, my right hand, turned it upside down and break it. My hand was broken into two, bones from burst out from the both side, blood everywhere. Before they now run and call my father, my mother, come and say what happened, made you run away. So with that hunger, my father now took me and dropped me in the house of images of parents and said, this is witchcraft. How could you do this to my daughter? So with that hunger, my father now said, come, I'm waiting for my eldest son. When he comes, he's going to break images 2 hands and 2 feet. That is the only way. Let everybody go and treat their own child. You can't break my daughter's hand and say sorry. No, 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 no. I will break your 2 hands and break your 2 feet. So let everybody go and treat their own. So the mother now began to, beg my father. My father said, no, her husband wasn't at home. Therefore, the mother now called. The mother was the one. Because my father now just carried me, put me in their house and said, take and eat her. Because what you did, that is pure witchcraft. How can you just took somebody's and just break it into two? For what? So my father was so furious, okay? He said they should carry me. I was there for more than hours. Okay, so this woman, Image's mother, was we are the one that used cloth to tie the two broken bones together and put it whatever on my neck, blood. She now also gave me some, painkiller. My father said he don't want until he breaks the 2 hands and the 2 legs of Image. He said he can't do, but he's waiting for my eldest brother to do that. So to cut the whole matter short, the father of Image now returned and now come and meet me in their house, crying, you know. So before the man, packed a lot of people, they now begin to beg my father. I say he would take care of the responsibility. He would treat me. So they now went to go and bring one herbalist man. That one I came to use these herbs, native medicine, okay, to treat that hand. Put some POP and put it on my neck for 3 months. No school then, no school now. Always at home. So after they have done that evening, begged my father seriously. Then my father now bring me back home. You will know where I'm going. Okay. Now, after 3 months, the hand was not straight at all. My hand was so crooked. When they took out the POP, it couldn't fit. My father now said, no, this is not my daughter. You want to disfigure her. So before they now also direct my father to another herbalist. That one was really specialized. It was about 3 or 4 hours away from where we lived. So my father had to, put me in his car. We drove down there. What happened? That herbalist had to break my hand again. He said, no, he said this hand is almost healed. And it's bent. It's not straight. The man said, no, he cannot continue except he break that hand again. Could you imagine the pain that I went through, 6 years old child? Okay, so that was the man. My father now said, okay, those days, there is no painkiller injection for me not to feel it. Heaven knows the pain I went through. And the hand was being broken again. So within 3 months, the man will indeed treat it. He was fit. Now, what am I saying? Why do I bring this in? In like manner, Abba Yehovah put UNR in the neck of the Azazel, in the neck of the fallen seraphim. Fallen seraphims. When you give something, money, whatever, to a thief and say, please hold it for me, that thing is perfectly protected. He can't steal what you give unto him. Just like Judas, Yahushua gave him the bag of the money. You hold it because you are a thief. Now hold it, let it be in your hand. So that money was completely protected. You like man, you want put us in the neck of Azazel, just as my father went to go and dumped me in the house of the Imeji as a family. Okay, until the necessary arrangement is done. He said, remain there, let them eat you. Okay, and that's what Abba Yahweh also do. Use you and I and hang us in the neck of Azazel. His blood is not cleansing nothing. He is not carrying away no sin. You, this is your property. Take it. You see, next year that same mistakes will repeat himself. And these two abbalists, how do they suit in? The first one represent the system of the beast. The first one, Abalis, that tried to treat Maha, he couldn't. He represented the system of the beast because you are not fit to do that. Which is the Azazel God you're seeing needs to be placed on his head, which is the other blood, his blood, which is the other God, his blood needs to atone for you. That is the beast system. With hunger, Abayiwa put us all in the neck of these folly deities. Abayiwa said, when the time comes, I'm going to send my son to fix it, to feast all these things that you have destroyed. That represents the second herbalist. He did it perfectly. If you see man so well, you don't know if I don't tell you something happened over there. But yet the hand was broken again. That's what I say. The blood was still shed again. The very day this hand was broken, it was so unspeakable the second time. Where the herbalist took my hand and break it again in order for him to, enrich it and straight it. And when it was done, it was so wonderful. That is professional. That is Yahushua. That is the seat of Yahushua. He is the professional. He is the most powerful doctor to fix it, everything. Azazel has destroyed. The beast system has destroyed. That is the illustration over there. Because that is what I went through at the age of 6. The mark is still here, but the hand is perfectly straight. And now, what I was saying, it's like Manabayawa put you in the neck of Azazel. That is why every year we'll confess sin on his head, and he will say, carry it to the wilderness. Next time you will do it again, isn't it? Because it's not perfect. It's not a professional. It's not the end. That was why Abayawa said, I'm going to make a new covenant. Now with a better one. Not the blood of all these sinners that taught you how to do wickedly. Okay? That is exactly what my father did, exactly what Abayawa did. He said, take. You are the one that brought them into this mess. Just have them. He banished the first fallen angels. He also banished the first man and the first woman, which you and I, their posterities. We are still banished. Now, only in Yom Kippur, Yehoshua go in there until he comes and bring us back home. Now we want to see more the beast system you are. Leviticus, we are back here again. Your high priest, Aaron, the one that is ministering, which represent the first herbalist that don't even have PhD or have qualification to carry that job out. No, rather he messed up my hand. That my hand needs to be broken again. Leviticus 16:11. And Aaron shall bring the bullock of the sin offering, which is for himself, and shall make atonement for himself and for his house, and shall kill the bullock of the sin offering, which is for himself. Now, why should Aaron not have to kill a bullock for himself? Exodus 32 have that answer. Because when the first covenant, all right, before Abayewa Moshe could brought it down from Abayewa and pass it on unto us, what did Aaron do? He also again brought Azazel into the system. Azazel also deceived your high priest. Let's go there. I'm not spreading to part 3. I will just put it anyhow. With this, let your eyes be open and your ears be circumcised. I think I still have some scriptures to put before we go there. Quickly, I'm running out of time. Okay, we see already. Aaron needs also to do that for himself. What scriptures that follows? Where is it now? We read 21 to 22 already. We'll see all your sins will be confessed in the head of Azazel God. He is the one to bear your iniquity. So what is the head according to the royal law? 1 Corinthians chapter 11 verses 3. We see chains of others over there. Yahweh is the head of Yahushua. Yahushua is the head of the man. The man is the head of the woman. That is chains of order. So your head simply represents your authority, your leadership, your elder. So who is your elder now? Now that a sin is placed upon the head of Azazel God, Azazel is your leader in iniquity. Is your elder in iniquity? That is what Revelation also said, Revelation 17, verses 5. It said, a name is written upon the forehead of Mystery Babylon. This is the name of the beast, JC today, the leader, the author of iniquity. So is your leader. So that is why your sin is being put on his head, because they want to teach you wickedness and rebelliousness. Okay. Where is the other part? Okay, quickly, let's rush down now to where I just quoted. So that's why he's using his head to carry, because it's your head. And we also see Abba Yehovah on now. Okay, let's quickly go there. I think so. Okay. The reason why Aaron needs to offer a bullock on Yom Kippur for himself and his children. Let's see. Exodus 32:2. And Aaron said unto them, bring off the golden earrings which are in the ears of your wives, of your sons, and of your daughters, and bring them unto me. And all the people break off the golden earrings which were in their ears, and brought them unto Aaron. And he received them at their hands, and fashioned it with a carving tool, after he had made it a mortal calf, and said, this be the gods, O Israel, which brought thee up out of the land of Egypt. The serpent came in again. Azazel came in again through Aaron. So now what is ear represent? Your ear, what did it represent? Aaron again gave the ears of the people down to the golden calf, the Azazel, your leader, the leader and author of iniquity. He said, let him that have ear hear. Your ears ring symbolize your ears to hear. So what did Aaron did? Aaron now gave the ears of the people, their wives, their sons, their daughters, unto the golden calf. He dedicated their ears unto the golden calf for them to be hearing the voice of the serpent again. As the woman heard the voice of the serpent in Genesis chapter 3, she goes for it. When the serpent speaks to her, she responded. She gave her ear unto the serpent. That is your leader. That is why your sin is being confessed on his head. Not for anything of cleansing or forgiveness. Not at all. Devil don't cast that devil. As Isaiah God can't subscribe for you, except you are a goat. I don't want to do part 3. Oh, yeah, I'm tired. I only have 10 minutes left. Oh, no. That same Shemot 32, Exodus 32, verses 29. And he took the calf which they had made and burned it in the fire. Listen, the golden calf needs to be roasted, okay? And he burned it in the fire and ground it to powder and strewed it upon the water and made the children of Israel to drink it. You drink it. You just drink it because your leader, your head, is the author of iniquity. You ate of him. His blood polluted your blood. Your entire system is messed up. Azazel God was that golden calf. He represents Azazel as well. That always come to usher see his wickedness, his rules and regulations, to trample that of Yahuwah. So that teaching was being burned. The golden calf, drink it. We are going back to Leviticus again. Now let's quickly read 25. And when Moshe saw that the people were naked, for Aaron had made them naked unto their shame. Okay, should that be unto their shame? Among their enemies. So we see this serpent, he also told the women that they are naked. Who told you we are naked? It was the woman. Who told? It was the serpent who made them to be naked. It was the fallen seraphims who made the first man and the first man to be naked. Remember, when Abba was sit judgment in Genesis 3, what happened? The man shifted blame upon the woman, and the woman shifted blame upon the serpent, and the serpent carries the blame because you taught them. Is your head, is your leader. That is why your iniquity is put on his head. Your iniquity is not put on his head to set you free. His blood is not shed for you to cleanse you. Rather, you are being hanged on his neck until Abiyahu come to redeem you. And how did he come? We see in the day, we see in Yom Kippur, there is just one lamb. And that lamb is not set ablaze. Remember the goats of sin offering and the bullock of Aaron's sins needs to be burnt alive with fire. Remember, Lot was being cast. One needs to carry it to Ezra, and the other one needs to be roasted by fire. That is the final judgment, the lake of fire. That for now, their punishment is to go to exile. And the final one is to be burned eternal with fire. So that was how Moshe also roast that golden calf and give it to them to drink it, because it's your leader. It's taught to that. He is not doing that to cleanse you, but rather it's judgment. That's what Abba Yehowa do in the sacrificial law. Only Apostle Shaul, in a nutshell, get this clear. That was why he said it is a cost. The sacrificial law is a cost. That is what Abba Yehowa costs us. Go and serve the one whom you gave your ears to. Go and serve the one who you listen to. I banished them. I told you this tree, don't. And you couldn't take that lesson from me. You listen to them and you follow their instruction. Therefore, go and follow the one you gave your ear to. You obeyed. You followed. That was why Abba Yehowa hanged us in their neck. Sacrificial law is a curse. Actually, Apostle Shaul got it right. That's what it means. It's not to cleanse you for anything. It's to hang you on his neck. Just as my father went to go and doubt me in the house of the family of Imeji who broke my hand. My father said, until I broke your son's hand, 2 hands and 2 legs, this matter would never be settled. Did you get that? That's what Abba Yehowa did. He hung us. He just hanged us on this holy deity's neck until the time of cleansing. We see in the day of atonement, Aaron needs to sprinkle the blood 7 times. On the 7th, that's where the deliverance is. Yahushua already begins it already. Now you see why Aaron also needs to offer Pollock. Abba Yehowa also hanged Aaron in the neck of the Azazel who taught him to mislead the people and let them borrow their ears unto him in order for them to be hearing the voice of Sempe, making their voice uncircumcised. 28 now. Shemot 32:28. And the children of Levi did according to the word of Moshe, and they fed of the people that day about 3,000 men. Now, what are we doing here? In Yom Kippur, what happened? Azazel goat needs to be banished. The other goat for a sin offering. And the bullock, the sin offering and the bullock, that is 3 animals that day, which also represent 3,000 men that died. 3 animals that day went into captivity eternal. So let's go back there. Be set ablaze and be roasted fire. That is Aaron's sin, whom you are under. Leviticus chapter 16, verses 27. And the bullock for the sin offering, and the goat for the sin offering, whose blood was brought in to make atonement in the holy place, shall one carry forth without the camp, and they shall burn in the fire their skins and their flesh and their dung. Did you get that? Everything burn them to ashes. That is final judgment. The one that needs to go into exile is Azazel, the wilderness, and the final judgment is to be burnt to fire. Both the sins bullock of Aaron, we are roast to ashes, and the one that said he also atoned for you was roast to ashes. Can you tell me where Yahweh is being called goat? We are not goat. Not that the royal local Yahushua goat, no. That God is always the beast assistant, the very one you are under. And that was why Apostle Shaul indeed got it right and said the sacrificial law is a curse. What is skin? The skin simply means to feel. What is flesh? Flesh is your body, your company. I'm the body of Mashiach. Are you the body of a goat? Why should you remain under the blood of your enemy? Do you see your enemy? Your sin is your leader. Okay? Is your leader, your head. You see? I don't know what to do. I still have a lot of scriptures. I don't know if I can redo it. I don't want to spread to part 3. Okay. Daniel, the beast system. Very one you are under. Let's quickly read that. Daniel chapter 2, verses 43. Remember, this is the image of the beast Nebuchadnezzar saw in the vision. 43 I read. And whereas thou sawest iron mixed with miry clay, and they shall mingle themselves with the seed of men. Okay, that's what I want to read. They shall mingle themselves. This is how they mingled themselves with the seed of men. You mingle your blood with the animal goat blood. Animal also mingle with you. Revelation chapter 13. Revelation chapter 30 said, the mark, he have a name, he have a number, and he have a mark. What is his mark? It is the blood he is sharing for you. A Yom Kippur, you cut a mark. We also have a mark. Apostle who said, I bear the marks of Jehovah. He said, henceforth let no one trouble me, because I bear the marks of Jehovah all over me. Now you bear the marks of the beast all over you through his blood that is sharing for you on Yom Kippur. Now Revelation 13, it said his number is sixes. So what is six? These are the mingle themselves with the seed of men. The works of the six. They mingle together with us. This is how they mingled. Where? Genesis 3. That's what they conjoined with men. And that's why Abayewa hanged you on his neck. Notwithstanding, I will do this message again when I start doing live video, okay? Because I don't want to do part 3. I want to put out the scriptures. All right. Now, Revelation 30, I quote that already. The system. Revelation 14:8-11, we read it at part 1. The mark of the beast. That is when he shared his blood for you, he cut his blood for you. Galatians 3:10-13. I should have been reading this. Wonderful. It said, cursed is he that is hanged upon the tree. So which tree you are being hanged? Genesis 3. The tree of the knowledge of good and evil. Abayewa put you there. You are cursed until you accept the blood of Yahushua. You goes nowhere, because Azazel can't do it. Devil don't cast that devil. Not at all. Okay, Matthew 25:31-36. This is the goat system. That is who you are. And who was the goat among us? It was Judas. Okay, John 30:26-31. Matthew 27:1-5 and 21. Mark chapter 5, 2-4. Revelation 20. Tobit chapter 3, way to chapter 6. I couldn't explain it, but I will redo it again. I just want to first of all put it. Judah we see also Yehoshua when he was also performing the oblation eternal. Judah also is the Azazel God among us, because you see, you need to carry your property. Okay, the blood of Yehoshua now atoned for us. We know Barnabas was be set free. Okay, I think I'm going to be hanging it over here. The only one that can bind Azazel is in Revelation 20. Yehoshua is the strong man to bind. We see Mark chapter 5, verses where I just quoted. They couldn't bind that man that was living in the wilderness, because it was legions of demons in him, which is Azazel and his company. They called it, only Yehoshua bind him and set that man free. That is what we are saying unto you. He have done it for you, only for you to come and acknowledge that. If not, you pay your sin. Azazel is a curse on you. Okay, what you are